guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today we're going to talk about some things that I have learned along my cloth diapering journey over the past 3 years. I have cloth diapered 2 children that are still in diapers, and I do have another one coming on the way this summer. So hopefully my oldest will be potty trained by then. But this is purely coming from my experience and kind of what I've learned along my journey. I've learned lots of things. I've learned lots of things from just the physical diaper and what I like and what I don't like and what's worth the money and what's not worth the money. And I've also learned things like the moral of the cloth diapering community. I've learned about my own morals. I've learned about myself. I've learned about so many things, and we're going to talk about all of that. We will deep dive at the end of the video, and when I say deep dive, I'm just talking about getting a little more emotional and getting a little more depth into what I mean about my morals and the morals of the cloth diapering community. But we'll start off with something lighthearted, and I don't know if I'd say it's fun, but we'll start off with something lighthearted. So I'm going to talk about the very first thing that comes to my mind. Again, this is just my opinion and my experience. Microfiber sucks. It just sucks. I hate it. I will never choose microfiber. I think I have one microfiber diaper in my stash, and that's a little Joey. It's a little keepsake diaper. It was Scarlett's first diaper, but that's the only microfiber I will keep in my stash. Anything else, it's gotta go. And I'll tell you a few reasons why. So I'm not just on this hate train of microfiber, but there are genuinely reasons why I do not like microfiber. Reason number 1, compression leaks. Like, I don't know why companies use this cheap fabric. Compression leaks. So a compression leak, think of microfiber like a sponge. So if you were to squish the sponge, liquid would leak out of it. That's exactly how a microfiber insert works. You fill it up, I guess you pee on it, and you squeeze it, and all the liquid comes out. Well, my experience with microfiber was when Hazel was smaller. We haven't kept microfiber in our stash since then, and Hazel is now 3. But in my early journey, we used lots of microfiber, and I loved it back then. But we started to get leaks. Anytime we'd go out of the house, we'd get leaks with it because, 1, she was wearing clothes. A onesie can compress it. Pants can compress it. A baby carrier can compress it. The car seat can compress it. Hell, if your baby is jumping on your leg, you're doing a little horsey ride, it will compress it. And I've had leaks in all of those situations, and I just don't like it. I just don't. I'm sorry. I will never, ever, ever, ever recommend microfiber. I will never be on the microfiber train ever again. I just don't like it. I get that it's a fast absorber, but let me tell you some of the other reasons why I don't like it as well, besides compression leaks. It also loses absorbency over time. So if this is an insert you plan to use from birth to potty training or through multiple children, it will lose absorbency over time. Over time, it does get dingy. I live in a place with really hard water, so the inside of my PUL covers do get dingy. So all of my microfiber did start to get dingy, and it is pretty annoying. If you look at swap pages with people who have used their microfiber inserts for years, they're not soft and fluffy and pillowy, and they just look nasty and dingy. And even if you strip them, they're just not the same. They lose absorbency over time. They can hold on to stink and smell. That doesn't happen for everybody, but it does happen for some. I just can't get on the microfiber train. You can get flour sack towels. Personally, not my favorite. Not absorbent in my opinion, at least for my children. But flour sack towels are a good option because they only cost $1 a piece. Sometimes even cheaper than that. Walmart and Target sells them for like $1 a piece. You can get a 5-pack for like $5. But sometimes they sell a 10-pack for like $7.95 or something like that. So 10-pack for about $8, which is a pretty good deal. So you get them for a little bit less than $1. And personally, I think that is a way better solution than microfiber. I just can't get on the microfiber train anymore. I almost cringe and revolt when I think about it. And that's so bad. And I know that, but I can't. I've had a bad experience with it. I had to hand wash it for 6 months, and it's really horrible to hand wash. Try hand washing a bunch of sponges. That's it. That's exactly what it felt like. So microfiber, bye-bye. Another thing I learned is to enjoy natural fibers. For whatever reason, coming into cloth diapering, I felt so compelled to not like the word organic, especially organic cotton. I don't know why. I think it was because I was transitioning from disposables, because I used disposables on my older 2 children. So I think it was that transition from disposables to cloth diapering. Like, there are certain cloth diapers that aren't organic or aren't as pure as the organic ones. I don't know. It's just a weird mindset. I spent a lot of years, these past few years, kind of breaking down the barriers and walls I have up against the word organic. I don't know why that's even there. I think that might be like a society thing. I'm not sure. Just for a long time, I really didn't like the word organic cotton, and I almost felt offended. The moms were like, "Oh, I only use organic products against my baby's bum, and we only use wool covers, and we only use unicorn baby wipes that come from the heavens and are blessed." Like, I don't know. I don't know. I felt off-putted. That's not even a word. I didn't like that there were some that were organic and some weren't. And I don't know why I held that mindset around. It's just a word, organic. It's just the process of how the fabric is made. And truthfully, back then I didn't know much about fabrics. Coming into the cloth diapering world and cloth diapering for a few years, you start to get familiar with fabrics and fabric blends and how certain fabrics absorb. It's pretty cool. I never thought I would get into fabrics like I have, and I'm actually interested in learning how to sew, which I think that's another pretty cool thing that I've kind of wanted to learn along my cloth diapering journey. My mom does tailor things. She has a bunch of sewing machines and sergers, so it's kind of in my blood to know how to sew, or I guess. I've never really formally made anything. I've made like a pillowcase once. I've serged the edges of my pants before. But yeah, being in the cloth diapering world and learning about fabrics has actually made me want to sew things, which I think is pretty cool. But back to the organic talk. I don't know why I held that mindset against organic fabrics. I actually really love organic fabrics. And organic is just talking about the composition of the fabric and how it's processed and how it's made into the fabric. Like, there's nothing wrong with organic cotton or bleached cotton or unbleached cotton. Those are just ways to describe the fabric and, you know, what has happened to them in their lifetime. Let's see. Organic cotton, hemp, bamboo, though bamboo can be questionable just because of all the chemicals that it's processed with as far as being labeled as organic. But those are my favorite types of cloth diaper fabrics in the cloth diapering world. They're very absorbent. They actually get more absorbent the more you wash them. There is a threshold to that, so if you use it for 3 years, it's not just going to become like this super fabric that just like absorbs everything. But when you first get it, you do have to prep it and get some of the natural oils off of it. For bamboo, you have to wash it to get some of those chemicals off of it, and it makes it more absorbent through that washing process, and that process is called prepping. And I don't know, I like that. I like that it becomes more absorbent over time. It lasts really well. This kind of jumps in to the next thing that I've learned from cloth diapering is flats and prefolds. I absolutely love flats and prefolds. Not only because they're cloth diaper inserts and they're really absorbent, they last over the years, they last through multiple children, they have multi-purpose uses, a changing pad, a burp rag, a cleaning cloth, a bib, a blanket. There are so many ways to use flats and prefolds, and I just love finding items like that where you can use it for multiple things. I love multi-purpose items. They're just so cool to me. You know, one day it could be a diaper on a baby. The next day it could be cleaning up a mess. The next day I could be patting my baby's back and she pukes on it. The next day I'm tying it around my child as a bib when she eats so she doesn't get spaghetti on her. I was really scared of flats and prefolds in my early journey. The folding really scared me. I don't know why. Like, prefolds are pretty simple as far as folding goes. Most of them are already split into 3, which makes it really easy to fold into a rectangle, which is a pad fold or a trifold. So I don't know why I was so scared of them. I actually prefer prefolds and flats compared to any other type of insert out there. That is just my personal preference, and I wish I wouldn't have been scared. I've spent almost 3 years being scared of flats. Just, I don't know why. I did invest in flour sack towels kind of near my early journey, and I didn't like them. But they have so many uses, and I really love them, and I just want to time travel back and say, hey, don't be scared. They're great inserts. But, you know, you live and you learn, and along this journey you learn a lot about cloth diapering, you learn a lot about the fabrics, you learn a lot about the diaper types that you like and you don't like, and in my case, you kind of learn about yourself. And we'll get to that soon. The next thing I want to talk about is the hashtag buy all the diapers. This may sound so silly, but I know a lot of us live by this hashtag buy all the diapers. A lot of us have actually collected all the diapers. A lot of us have already bought all the diapers. Some of us have enough diapers to make our own store out of. We could lend diapers to the whole neighborhood. There was one point where I had over 250 cloth diapers, and that is not including prefolds or flats or anything like that. So I had a lot of diapers. A lot of diapers. And I see people on Facebook groups posting their stash shots with a lot of diapers. And we sometimes get caught up in collecting all the diapers. And it's so hard not to. If you have the money to, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. The sense of community that you get when you snag a limited edition print or a retailer exclusive, everybody is there celebrating with you. The cloth diaper community is just freaking awesome. You guys are awesome. And I've really loved that about my journey. People enjoy looking at your stash shots. You can't go to a disposable diaper community, stack up all your used diapers, and say, hey, look at my stash shot. Like, people be like, girl, you fucking nasty. Like, there's no other community out there quite like the cloth diapering community. No one really understands these little shit catchers like you guys do. You understand. And it's easy to get sucked in that rabbit hole. I wonder if it's witchcraft sometimes. Sometimes I do, because it is addicting. Like, crazy addicting. And it's weird. It's weird, but it's hard not to. I almost look at diapers like a piece of art. And as my cloth diapering journey progresses, I'm starting to actually appreciate some diapers and the art that is created on them, because some of these diapers are truly beautiful, just plain beautiful, and somebody has created and crafted these diapers, and so it's art. A lot of major brands have patents on these prints, so I don't want to bash the China cheapies, because I do have China cheapies in my stash, but you know, companies like Alva, they are known for stealing intellectual property. So they pretty much steal a print from a different company and sell it at a lower price on their diapers, which is actually stealing of intellectual property. But I'm not going to get into that, because that's a whole nother thing. But I think it's really beautiful that we have all these diapers with all these beautiful prints on them, and we can collect them and just have this stash of beautiful art that our children can pee and poop in for so many years, and we can enjoy it together. Let's enjoy this pee and poop filled plastic cover. Let's enjoy it, because it's beautiful. Ooh, the cloth diapering community is so weird, but you guys understand. You guys understand. I don't even have to explain. As someone who disposable diapers strictly and thinks cloth diapers are nasty and gross and watches this, they're probably thinking like, I probably would have too. Rewind like, 9-10 years, I probably would have too. I would have thought you guys were crazy for cloth diapering. I would have thought I was crazy for cloth diapering, but it's a rabbit hole. It's really hard to not buy all the diapers. But here's a lesson. I got to the point where I was buying a lot of diapers, and diapers that I didn't like. But I thought the prints were cute, but I didn't like. But the prints were cute, even though I didn't like that brand or the fit. So it came to a point where these cloth diapers were taking up space and they were useless because I didn't use them. But they were cute, but I didn't use them. And what is a cloth diaper with no use? What purpose does it serve, really? Really, what purpose does it serve if you don't like it, you don't like the fit, you don't like the absorbency, but the print is cute? But it's just not working for you guys, and it doesn't really get used, so it just kind of sits there and collects dust, but it's cute, right? Did I say that? Did I say that? Okay, that was me. That was me along my journey. And I'm slowly weaning away from that. Every once in a while I get this like itch where I fill up imaginary carts of things that I think are nice from certain websites, fill it up and not buy it. But you know, there's a difference because I used to just actually buy them in my early journey. I would just buy all the diapers. But you know, I think it becomes a problem, at least in my situation, where you start buying a bunch of diapers, even if you don't like them per se, the actual function of the diaper, and you're just buying it because it's cute. It's just not functional. It's just not functional. All right. And so now I'm going to get into the deeper part of this. Okay. So now I'm going to get into the deeper part of this because cloth diapering has changed my lives in a lot of weird ways that I didn't expect. I don't even know how to explain, but I'm going to. So let's go. I'll start with a few of the lighter things, and then we'll go even deeper. Because I think these lighter things are still pretty deep, at a deep level, if you see it the way that I see it, and then we'll go emotionally deep. So let's go surface deep real quick. One, it made me go vegetarian. I was vegan at the beginning of Scarlett's pregnancy, my last pregnancy. I'm finding it hard to be vegan at all during pregnancy. But I am vegetarian, and I've been vegetarian for over 2 years. I came across RaisingVegan. I don't know if she still keeps that name. It might be Tweedledee now. But at the time, it was RaisingVegan, and she was a cloth diapering mom, and I was watching some of her cloth diapering videos, and she talked about veganism, and it sparked an interest in my mind about how animal agriculture actually really contribute to the destruction of Earth. And when I started off my cloth diapering journey, it wasn't a really big deal for me that I was helping out the Earth, but the more I get in tune with myself, I'm an Earth sign, so I've learned to love the Earth within these past few years. It's starting to become just a little more important to me. I'm starting to become a little more conscious of my waste. I recycle more. That's another thing. I've been recycling a lot more. We have this big bin, and we recycle a lot of things, and now I'm starting to see how much waste we actually take in, how many box products and canned products and plastic products we take because we fill up this huge bin every week. And so right now, I'm actually, wondering what can I do to stop consuming all these products in the first place, I've become more open to recycling and actually looking at my waste, realizing how much waste I actually produce and how long all this stuff is going to be sitting in the landfill just to rot, and what happens when it does rot. Does it release chemicals? I don't know these things. What does it do? So I'm not perfect. I'm still wasteful. I'm not trying to say that I'm not wasteful, but it has opened my eyes. So my eyes are just now opening, and now I need to open the door and take the step through the door and actually make these changes to my life to consume less of these types of products. So I think it is important to really know what your impact is on this earth, because I'm going to go hippie here, but this is the only earth we get, and there are billions of people on this earth, and if billions of people aren't taking care of it, I don't know what's going to happen to this earth. And I don't want future generations to look back and be disgusted with us because we are so mindless with how we treat the earth. It also led me to Unpaper Towels. I just think naturally Unpaper Towels is kind of a thing that can go with cloth diapering if you use Prefolds and flats. That was just a really easy switch for me. We do occasionally keep paper towels. You know, I'm not perfect. My husband does like paper towels, but we also do use unpaper towels, which I think is pretty cool. I think that is a really good transition into living just a little more green. And like I said, I don't really like my flour sack towels, so the bulk of my flour sack towels that I've bought actually go to unpaper towels. They go into the kitchen for that. Also, Prefolds that I don't really love will also go towards unpaper towels, so it's just a really easy way when you're cloth diapering to kind of transition to maybe a half paper towel, half unpaper towel, or to just give unpaper towels a try. And now we dive deeper, so let's go. So I know I'm smiling, but the subject I'm talking about is super serious, and it's something that I really hold near and dear to my heart, and I'm just going to open it up to you guys because I know some of you guys can relate. I know some of you guys are stay-at-home moms, some of you guys are work-at-home moms or working moms. And I think I have been all of those things, but I think in a way some of us can relate to what I've been through and what I'm about to talk about. So I've struggled with depression for years, lots of years, ever since I was a teenager. I've been on and off different types of medication to try to help me out, and you know, I do think the medication does serve its point, but I'm not here to talk about, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not here to talk about medications. But when I had Hazel, I was in a really depressed place, and after we had her, a really horrible thing happened to her, which just made it worse. It just made it worse. It was a very unfortunate event. I was rushed off to an emergency C-section because she had passed meconium inside my womb, and she had aspirated it at birth. And so she was lifelined to another hospital, and she spent a lot of time on a ventilator, and she was on a ventilator for about 3 weeks, and that whole time was very traumatic for us. And we didn't do cloth diapers until she got out of the hospital. But when she came out, I felt alone. I felt alone anyways because I was already a stay-at-home mom, and I really lean on my online communities, my mom groups, and nowadays cloth diapering groups for support. You know, I don't know anybody in my physical life, you know, that I could just like drive to or walk down the street to that actually cloth diapers and understands this stuff. Especially in my early journey, no one understood it. One person supported me, and it wasn't my husband, and it was rough. It was rough not having that support. It was hard not having that support. And without the cloth diapering community, I would not be cloth diapering right now. My brother-in-law, my husband's brother, actually bought me my cloth diaper stash. And because of him, I am where I'm at today. My husband is now fully supportive. He washes diapers. He's even plunged diapers. He'll spray poopy diapers, change diapers. It's not a big deal for him anymore. But in the beginning of my journey, it was. He was under the mindset that it was just freaking gross and nasty and disgusting, and he hated it. But after a while, he saw my passion for it. He saw how happy it made me be. He saw that I found love from the community, the cloth community, and that it was something I was passionate about. So he got involved, and for quite a while after I had Hazel, he was actually involved in cloth diaper groups. Lately, he has been on swap pages buying diapers, which makes me pretty happy, but that's another story. But this cloth diapering community really helped me through a lot. They helped me through my depression, helped me feel this close sense of community. I don't even have words to express how awesome the cloth diapering community is. Sure, there are a few bad eggs, but I don't even focus on them because my heart is inside the cloth diapering community, which is why I started making videos. I'm not sure my videos have ever reflected that, but that is my why. I hear my kids in the background. I wanted to share my cloth diapering story, my cloth diapering journey. I'm not sure I've ever shared the emotional part of it, which I don't know why, because I'm not the only one who feels this way about things. I would not be here without the cloth diapering community. I was at my mental worst. You guys were there. You guys supported me. You guys helped me through. You guys cheered me on. Something as silly as sharing a stash shot or sharing your fluff mail was just super exciting. Super exciting. I'm not the only one who gets excited about it. Go look for yourself. Go in the search bar of YouTube or Facebook or anywhere. People love their fluff mail. People love the cloth diaper stash shots. Go Google search cloth diaper stash shots. You'll see so many. It's exciting. It's exciting to have these beautiful pieces of art that you can cherish for a few years that sometimes hold sentimental value. It's so fun to share that with the community. I'll say it again, I don't know what I would do without you guys. There comes a point in this modern age where we feel isolated. We feel judged by everybody. Our whole lives, our whole children's lives, everything is on social media. You get judged for everything because everybody has an opinion about everything. Somehow, in the midst, we lost our village. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. It does. It really does. We lost that physical community, that physical village. So now we have an online village. And it's not always a fun place. People are there and give you mom guilt. We all struggle with mom guilt. All of us. So many days where I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not a good mom. Sometimes I'm too hard on myself about that. Oh, I should have done this, or I shouldn't have said that, or I got too angry too quickly, or I need more patience. I should feed my children better food. At the end of the day, as parents, we try to make the best decision that we can for our child with the knowledge and information that we have. What I'm understanding is that we all perceive this world way differently. Everybody. The way you were raised, filter. The environment you grew up in, filter. The environment you're in now, filter. All the pain you've ever felt in your life, filter, filter, filter. And then we see the world through all of those filters, simultaneously. And so we interpret our world through those experiences. And through those experiences, through our journey of life, our own personal journey as a person, not a mom, not a wife, not a sister, none of that, as a person, as our own person. As we experience life, we make the best decisions that we can. And cloth diapering has opened me up to this whole new world of just things. Because cloth diapering is considered crunchy. I wasn't crunchy. Am I crunchy? I don't know. I think I'm squishy. There's no part of me that's crunchy. That's besides the point. I don't know, these labels are weird. I don't really like these labels, but it's opened me up to the crunchy side of things. More natural options, more natural shampoos and deodorants and really analyzing the chemicals that are in our fucking houses. Like, what? I never really thought about that before, and I was always like, oh, you freaking crunchy person, you just want to, gather up all the herbs in your yard and crunch them up and boil them and use that as an elixir to spray your house with to cleanse it. Like, actually, the chemicals that are in this world are really messed up, and we don't know what they do. We can't even pronounce half of them. I feel like we're almost under a spell when it comes to all this stuff, like, quite literally. It is really messed up that we defend these chemicals, and a lot of them cause issues. I never questioned it before, but cloth diapering has given me new eyes to see. I guess you could say it's made me more accepting of other lifestyles, regardless of what kind of lifestyle you choose. I really enjoy that it's opened me up to different things that I've been really, judgy about. Like creating your own cleaner, essential oils, amber necklaces for your baby that's teething. And what goes along with that is crystals. I got into crystals within this past year, and I freaking love them. I've always collected rocks, and these are like my shiny rocks that I collect as an adult now. There are just so many cool things. Oh, wool dryer balls, unpaper towels, all of these things that I've kind of... It's water? Yeah. Okay. It's all of these things that I've switched over to with this lifestyle, and I'm not sure if I would even label this lifestyle because it's just kind of whatever. I don't think anybody's lifestyle fits a perfect cut box, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. But it's opened me up to different things like minimalism. Will I ever be a minimalist? I don't know. But I like the idea of minimalizing my house. Sure. I think this cloth diaper journey could be so much more deeper than just changing diapers. There's this quote I heard in the beginning of my cloth diapering journey that back then it made me laugh, but now it hits me at a deep spot. Makes me feel a little emotional. I am pregnant, so I'm a little teary-eyed right now. The quote is, "I thought I was just changing diapers, but the diapers changed me." And I thought that quote was so funny when I started cloth diapering, like, okay, you hippie, cloth diapers changed you. But that hits me at a deep level because my life has taken huge turns since cloth diapering. And I don't feel like any of it has been forced. I just feel like I'm finally becoming my natural self. I'm finally becoming who I was always meant to be. I've always lived my life by what other people think of me and what other people say about me or what other people think I should do with my life or say I should do with my life. That is hands down one of my biggest downfalls, without a doubt. It's hard not to take things personally sometimes, but I realized this past year that that's more of an internal issue. That's more of an issue with myself than it is anybody else's fault. People will always have opinions, but the way you handle things, the way you perceive your life, I can't just keep taking things from people and taking it personally and getting beat down all the time. I've done that for years. I've lived like that for years. I just can't do that anymore. This is my life and I want to live it how I want to live. If I want to diffuse some freaking essential oils, then I'm going to do that. If I want to switch over from mainstream cleaner to a homemade cleaner, to clean my kitchen sink or whatever, then that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter what you think of it because you're on a different journey. You've lived a different life. You have different experiences. You have a different thought process. That's your life. I'm not here to judge that. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life because I truly respect where we all come from, where we all start in our progression into becoming a different person or to becoming our true selves or to become our best selves, our best version. We all do that at different paces, and maybe some people don't care to become their best version. At least for me in my life, I think that is important. I'm not perfect. I'm just a normal person sitting on my couch alone, talking to a camera. Nothing really exciting about that. I'm not different than anybody else, and I'm not better than anybody else, and I have a fucking list ton of problems. Inner problems, outwardly problems. And the weird thing about, being a YouTuber is I get to choose what you guys see. Actually, all social media is like that if you think about it. That's why I'm not a huge fan of social media. I deleted my Instagram. I don't know if I'll reactivate it. People pick and choose what they want you to see about their life. That's why I can't watch a lot of vloggers anymore, because things just look really forced. I think people have lost their passion for YouTube, or their passion, or their reason why they're even doing it in the first place. Daily vlogging, even though they don't like it, their subscribers like it. I can't watch it. I can't watch when people do forced content, and I have done forced content. I prefer sitting in front of the camera for 35 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, however long this video is, I don't know. And just being myself. Sometimes I'm feeling really silly. Sometimes I just want to laugh and be silly. Sometimes I'm really calm and quiet and relaxed. Sometimes I'm really tense and I got information that I'm all tensed up. I'm a normal human being. I'm affected by my emotions. I'm affected by my environment. I'm affected by life situations. Complicated. We're all complicated and complex. But anyways, this is like extreme word vomit. So if you made it to the end of my word vomit, I appreciate it. I know it's not always appealing to watch these long videos, but if you made it to the end, I appreciate it. If you enjoy this type of video where I'm just like sitting and word vomiting, let me know and I'll make more. I'm probably gonna make more even if you don't like it, so sorry if you don't like it. I don't know why you've watched this long if you don't like it, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll word vomit with you guys next time.